Hey guys, what's up? I was about to change out the slide release, the slide stop on my Glock, and I decided why not just throw it on video. There's a lot of videos on this out there, but I figured I'd just make my own since I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, so let's begin. This is my Glock 22. This is a Generation 4. Before you begin, you want to separate all the ammo, all the magazines, away from the gun. As you can see, it's clear. And what I'll do is I'll take all the ammo away from the table, including magazines, including empty magazines. I'll take them all away. Okay, so give me 1 second to do that. Alright, once we've established that the gun is clear and that there's no ammo on the table, then we can begin. The first thing you want to do is if you have any flashlights on the gun or anything external, usually it's easier just to take that off so that you can work on the gun. It makes it a lot easier. The next thing we'll be doing is taking off the slide. For those of you that have Glocks, you know that removing the slide is kind of controversial. For those of you that don't have Glocks, I'm going to explain to you what this means. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to release the slide. We've already ensured that the gun is clear and safe. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to choose a safe part of the house. Something, maybe a beam, maybe down into the ground if you don't have some solid beams, or you're in an apartment building. You might want to do it into the most solid area of the house that you can find, just in case. Once you've done that, you're going to have to pull the trigger, and that's where the controversy comes in with the Glock. In order to disassemble it, you're going to have to take that trigger off. You're going to have to pull the trigger. So once I pulled the trigger, we're going to release the slide, and the way you do that is by pulling it back maybe 1/4 of an inch. You hear a little click, you pull down the 2 little tabs, and it'll just come right off. Before I put this away, I wanted to show you the sides have been holding up really well. I was a little concerned. Some of the reviews on these sides said that the little capsule here would break, but I have I would say about 400 rounds through it since I've installed the sights, and it's holding up really good. I just cleaned it, by the way, so it looks pretty clean. So we'll put that to the side. Next, here is the extended slide stop, slide release. And what's been going on is, while I've been shooting it, I guess my thumb kind of bumps it up a little bit, and it catches and it locks that slide to the rear before the magazine is fully empty. I could change my grip, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to change this. Okay. So this part is one of the, I would say, one of the more complicated parts with working on the Glock. For those of you that have heard, the Glock's really easy to work on, and this is one of the more not difficult, but a little more of the tricky parts of changing out, breaking down the Glock. We're not going to take out this little pin, but we're going to take out the larger pin. And this is the pin that holds this little piece in play. So there's a good example of what it looks like inside. So we're not going to remove the little pin, we're going to remove the larger pin, and that's going to free up this little piece, which we're going to swap out. And the reason I say this is a little more tricky is because in order to get this pin out, you have to kind of wiggle this out, because it does lock in. And I'll show you once I pull out the little pin what it looks like and why we have to wiggle it to get it out. Okay, most guys will use a roll of tape, or they'll use something to hold this up while you're punching this out. It's not necessary, especially if you've done it a few times. It's a little awkward here on camera, so I'll try to. So as you push in, you wiggle, and mine came out fairly easily. Once you've done that, the pin should slide out with no problem, and it comes out on the other side. And let me show you here how that works inside. This is in like this, and it locks into this little groove. In order to punch this pin through, you need to wiggle this so that it frees up from that little groove and allows you to push it through. Okay? So, once you've got that pin out, this should come out with no problem. And it does. So, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the new one. This is the factory with no enhancement on it. And this is going to ride right into the little, underneath this pin. So it slides right in. Now you're going to take the pin that you took out. Usually I like to put it the exact same way that I took it out. So I'll look for the scratches. You have slight scratches from using the punch. You wiggle it in. And this part you're going to have to wiggle it in again because it has these little cutouts. So the first thing you want to do is you want to align. You can see it in there. You want to align that so it's not obstructing the way for the pin. Once you've done that, then you can start it. There it goes. So you can push it in most of the way with your finger. The next thing you want to do is you want to even it out. As you can see, it's not absolutely even. And the other thing you want to do is you want to lock it in just the way it was before. So you're going to push it in just a little bit. And the way you know that it caught is you try pushing it in and you can't, which means we've already captured it. Okay? So let me push this one in just a little bit. Okay. And that's pretty much it. You're done. It's a very easy thing to do, but a lot of people get frustrated and they break out that hammer. When working on a Glock, guys, unless the Glock is brand new, sometimes when they come brand new, they're super tight. But when working on a Glock, you really don't need a hammer. So whenever I see someone with a Glock and a hammer, I get a little worried. Okay? So then what you do, you're going to do a functions test. You just don't want to take it for granted that this thing was done correctly. So, I'm going to put everything back on. And we're going to test it. Okay, it does lock back. It does release. So that looks good. Alright guys, I hope this helped you. There's a million videos on this, but I just thought I'd make my own. I mean, my name is Glockmeister26, so I should show a Glock in here once in a while. Have a good day.